it!
Hello， 歡迎嚟到逃出靈界
Welcome
點
to
盂蘭節
Beyond
特別篇，
Hungry
我
Ghost
係
Festival Special.
等陣先，
Hold on, cut. Stand back,
有冇褪後
please.
啲？行得太埋啦，褪後啲啦。
Okay.
呢個角度得唔得？睇唔睇到隻手？
Where does the
睇唔到
shot
係咪？
cut? You can't see my
好，
hand,
咁我
right?
由頭開始啦。
So we're basically a team that's filming a documentary.
Hello， 我已經準備好晒，
Okay, I'm
唔
all
講咁
prepared.
多，快啲跟住嘉慧一齊。吓？又
It's
壞？
not working.
你仲用緊呢部機啊？咁我去揾線索先啦。等陣你嚟揾我
So
啦。
her name was Kathy. I'd like to. So it told me the first thing is to follow Kathy, but where'd you go? Yo, where'd Kathy go? Kathy! Okay, so we reached the end of the hallway. There's a door. E. So I'm guessing the switch is gonna be somewhere in there. Wait, Kathy just ran off? Are you kidding me, Kathy? You're gonna leave me behind down here? Chinatown, Hong Kong? Whoa! Fuck you, Kathy!
打關嘅鎖匙啊！快啲跟我嚟啦！
Whoa!
Eventually.
I gotta think about this. Hold up. I think my life is more valuable than Kathy's. I think we should let Kathy go and just walk away. I think it's time to go home. Fuck the documentary. You probably don't get paid enough. The economy's bad here. There's a lot of Chinese girls, so I mean, we can find another one. You know what I'm saying? Listen. How long has it been? It's been like 2 minutes into this game. 4 minutes. And my neck hurts. It's 12 a.m. I have neighbors, guys. I'm sorry. Kathy pulling shit like that. Why now? Shift is to run. Run from. Hello. I've been told when doors open for you, you don't go through them. I gotta go through it though. Alright, we got a box of snacks. That's nice. Rotate and examine. Family assorted biscuits. Okay, we found a key in the biscuit jar. Alright, no biscuits. Fuck the key. Collect tab. Today a resident reported a certain building in the Kowloon Walled City surrounded by a bad smell. When I arrived, I found that the bad smell came from a unit on the 2nd floor. I knocked on the door for a long time, but no one responded. Just as I wanted to break through the door, the smell of rice blew in the rancid air. Or rancid, I don't know. I think there might be someone inside, so I decided to keep knocking. Finally, a girl around 6 to 7 years old opened the door. So I got a badge, and I got a rusty key. How'd they even get down here? Oh, nice, it opens. I hear people. I hope that's people. Oh! I know for a fact I saw something here, you know what I'm saying? This world is divided into yin and yang. Everything has a soul, including stones as well. Yin and yang are different spaces, although the split line might not be very clear. The intrusiveness between spaces is forbidden to do so. If one breaks order, terrible consequences would be made.
Have some good weed.
I mean, I gotta say, those apples look pretty fresh. You gonna eat that apple, fam? Oh, shit!
The next day.
He'll never help, man.
Alright, Kathy, here, let me tell you what the game is about to be, okay? My stomach hurts. Okay, it's 12 a.m. Listen. The yin and yang thing is messed up, okay? They messed it up. Kathy's a freak. Oh! Fuck! Kathy, look. Kathy. Oh fuck, I'm dead. I'm dead. Okay. Oh, she's coming. With those teeth, she can't even... Oh my god. Alright, let's go again. Oh, I know. How you been, fam? Fuck you. Oh shit, she got me here too. Fuck. Oh my god. It's the same fucking shit each time. Oh my god. Man, Asian girls, I'm telling you, first of all, Asian girls, I have experience. I have experience with Asian girls. Let me tell you. They just don't let you go. You know what I'm saying? They look. Kathy half dead. Kathy fucking no, she fully dead. She a demon. But she still come after you. Let me tell you, these Asian girls, bro, I have the experience, okay? Watch. She's gonna come right after me. Watch. Fuck! Shit! See, I tell you, these Asian girls. Alright, wrong way. God damn. Oh! Shit. Got me again. The fucking Asian girl got me again. Oh my god. Listen, we got this whole romantic thing going. Fuck you, okay? Alright. Where do I go? Where am I supposed to go? I've got my hand on crouch. She's gonna get me. She's gonna fuck me up. You know what I'm saying? There we go. I don't even want to look at it. You know what I'm saying anymore. Alright, okay. Alright, great. Back? Oh, I'm not done yet, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot more to play. I paid $10 for this game. So I'll be back one time. But for now, we'll call it, you know, I gotta sweat. I gotta go take a bath. I gotta go take a shit. I probably have to vomit a little bit. So until next time, guys, I'm sorry.
Now, once upon a time not long ago, there was a little rapper about to blow. But his album...
Welcome back, everybody. So right after playing the first section of this game, I wanted to do some research into the actual location of the setting of the game itself, and it's this right here. This is Kowloon Walled City. And this is a picture of a postman. So this entire city had one postman that would deliver to every single person. It wasn't a wall. The city was made up of giant buildings that were so close together that it seemed like one big organism, literally. That's how they described it. And more shots of what it actually looked like. Now in the game, they do a really good job. What I just realized after looking at the actual pictures, the game is very true to the actual pictures that you see online as well of the actual city. Unfortunately, it was like in 19 something. I'll have the date shortly. Here's a resident. So this was the city from aerial view in 1989, and around there they also demolished it, so it's no longer existent. But this was the city. Now it was built as like a military fort for the Chinese government or the Chinese army, and then people moved in, and well, yeah, it just became this. And this is another shot of it from 1987, as seen from Tung Tao Tsuen Road, just like that. On March 23rd, so 1993 is when the first wrecking ball came in to destroy the city. But look at that, just look at that. In the game, we're probably like somewhere here, now you have to find your way out. And it's not huge, it's like certain square feet by square feet. It's not like a huge area of land, but it's just packed. And they built tunnels underneath the buildings, between the buildings. So, you know, like there's a wrecking ball, the first one that would go in. There were dignitaries here to watch this happen, but in the article it also said that residents, were actually protesting this happening. But unfortunately, those protests, or I can't really say unfortunately, but those protests did not avail to anything, and in the end the city was taken down, and just so on the footprint, so where the city was, they built this like Kowloon Walled City Park as like a, I guess, memorabilia, you know, just like a mini remembrance of the actual city itself. What was interesting about this city was that it had no government. So this city, literally, there was no government. This was outside of China's control. And it also, it was its own thing. So self-governed, obviously no government, so it was just lawless. And what that means is, you know, strong win and the weak die, I guess, in some cases. That's a Rurouni Kenshin reference, but take it easy. It was like this territory came into being, and there were no railroads, there were no lawmen, and people were doing whatever they wanted. But I always took it for granted that the railroads would come and there would be law west of Dodge. I have no idea what that means. So this is also interesting, because there were no laws, people would literally build structures wherever there was any space. With no requirements for planning permission, structures were thrown up with amazing speed. Obviously, there's no regulation, so you don't have to go through, you know, if the structure is viable, if it actually can remain standing, and probably the architects know some of this stuff. But you could just build buildings, thin columns established on foundations, often consisting of thin layers of concrete poured into shallow trenches, started to extend skywards. With no requirement, they were thrown up with amazing speed. Subsidence and settlements were common because the high-rises would often lean against each other. Residents called them lovers' buildings. So high-rises were literally leaning against the adjacent buildings. Wow. So goods made in Kowloon were exported throughout Hong Kong, China, and even the world. Plastics and textile manufacturing was a specialty, as was food production. To the blissful ignorance of Hong Kong's well-heeled residents, the dumplings and fish balls served in their restaurants were frequently sourced from Kowloon. Wow. Article was something I also found interesting. This was apparently a den or a haven for crime, as it would be. You know, a place that has no law, no governing body, and is completely open to whatever. There were brothels, many brothels, opium dens, and gambling parlors. Most probably all of these things at the time were illegal in China or in Hong Kong itself. And so, like, you can see how closely together it was packed. And this is the walkway, so this is where you can walk through, and the whole city had just 2 elevators in the entire city. So if you didn't have access to those to get to your place, you're walking, you're climbing upstairs, you're climbing through different things to get to your place. The other interesting thing, so police did actually carry out raids in 1973, 1974. Before this, the governments just wanted nothing to do with the city itself, which is why it got way out of hand. People were just building stuff, brothels, opium. But when the police did end up going in and carrying out raids in the city, 4,000 pounds of drugs were confiscated or seized throughout the city itself, and police announced the crime rate in the walled city was under control in 1983. This is about 13 years of raids and seizes. And another interesting fact, despite high crime rates in the city, most residents were ordinary, law-abiding citizens, and they even had little community groups within the walled city to try and improve life within the city itself. So these people were really loyal to the city. They enjoyed where they lived. I shouldn't say enjoyed, because one of the interesting ones up here, some residents living on the upper levels consider the rooftop as a sanctuary, as it was the only escape from the claustrophobia of the city. Now, obviously living here would be cheap, because there's no governing body, there's no tax. You're not paying anyone like rent, you just build your place and that's it. Except unless you live here, there's rent. So 35 Hong Kong dollars. You know, I guess there is rent for some people then, but how do you enforce a rent in a place that has no governing body, no police? You have your goons, you know what I'm saying? You have your felons, your goons. So I guess it would be like that. Rooftops were often used for exercise and as playgrounds. They were also used for pigeon racing, which residents gambled on like horse races. But the rooftops could also be dangerous as there were small gaps between the buildings. Also, due to lack of garbage collection, some residents carried their bulky junk items to the roof. As a result, many of the rooftops were clustered with discarded mattresses, broken furniture, and appliances. So yeah, you think about it again. Because there's no governing body, there's no like tax collection or anything, there's no garbage disposal, there's no garbage companies that's coming in picking up trash, so all of that trash remains in the city, in those little walkways and things, and yeah, it even made its way up to the roof. Now, the Chinese government and the British governments, I guess together, wanted to give $350 million in compensation in the 1980s. Now, in the 1980s, $350 million is a big sum of money. But again, the amount of people, this was one of the most densely populated areas in the world at the time. And so they basically gave this money to residents and kicked them out of the city so they could demolish this entire city. And I just don't feel or believe that this city was demolished with everybody out. You know what I mean? Because of how, like, I feel I just get lost in here. Just how do you even get out of this? You know, and do they have a graveyard? Is there a graveyard within here? Where do you lay the dead people? You know, and now where are they? Because in 1993 they built a park on top of where the city was. Now this is complete speculation, but I feel like these 3 buildings in this hill is 1, 2, 3 on this hill. So I think this is just facing that way, this picture. So they, right over this, they built this park, right over where the city used to be. And so are people buried under this park? You know, is what's going on? So that's an interesting thing that came to mind. Some argue that the walled city was an example of how people can work together to achieve great things. They say the residents came up with novel solutions to problems and created a city that was self-sufficient without needing guidance or an overall plan. it's understandable, but you know, also like in my opinion, in my humble opinion, government itself is a novel creation. Government itself is a creation that was made by people in order to create order. Government for the people is a good thing. You know, it's always been a good thing. That's why almost every country has some sort of governing body, something that governs leadership. It's something that needs to be there. And that's a human creation coming from lawlessness. However, you know, what this is basically saying is that even in obviously some people argue that we don't need government, but even within a civilization with no government, there were like inventions made. There were new things created, novel solutions that people in the Hong Kong or the rich areas wouldn't necessarily have. So it's a very interesting thing to say. Pop culture from Batman to Call of Duty, Black Ops, for a Jackie Chan movie, filmmakers settled in one of the city's abandoned buildings. So in a Jackie Chan movie, I don't know which one this is. Oh, Crime Story. Oh boy, during the film's climax, one of the buildings in the city is racked with explosions, and that building was one of the old undemolished, I guess, buildings of the Kowloon Walled City. Yeah, and I was just going through images of the city itself, and some of the like packed together, tight. Everything is packed. Look at this. This is an alleyway. How do you get a refrigerator through this? You know, how do you get a washing machine or a mattress or a bed frame through this up to your place? Because remember, 2 elevators in the entire city. So, oh man. Here's another picture. On this day, 26 years ago, the British agreed with Beijing to clear Kowloon Walled City. The Strange Saga. So yeah, again, these are creepy pictures. So these are specifically creepy pictures of the city itself. One of the interesting things I read was that the postman, one postman, remember, for the entire city. And one of the things that he had to have was a hat, because of how much water would drip and because of how many places the postman would actually have to go. His hat by the end of the day would be wet. Just because of how much water would be dripping and leaking from the drainage. I mean, look at that. And so so this is a digital rendition. These are all the balconies. And again, just like self-made things. You can kind of see, I want to get a really good picture of one of the rooftops. Because I want to see what those look like. So here's one example of a rooftop. Now whatever that focus is, so he's got that. I gotta look at this. What's going on here? Oh, so the walled city was remade in Japan. That's basically what this is. So Japan thought it was cool to remake the walled city, basically, and they called it Anata no Warehouse. And so it's just basically a remake of the walled city, but in modern lands. It'd be really interesting if the game developers for the HK playthrough actually came to this city as well to do research on the design and stuff. But as you can see, they've kept the old vibe in the remake of what the actual city might have looked like, but they've added like additional like entertainment elements and modules to the actual thing. So this is a remake, Anatono Warehouse, or did I say that right? Damn it. Well, let me go back up. It's called, yeah, Anatono Warehouse Arcade. So it is an arcade, and it's like it's a remake of the Kowloon Walled City, and you can go here and play games. It's basically a big arcade, which is interesting. So they made the walled city into a really big arcade. I like that. Is that a bathroom? they've got the whole vibe and everything. Golden times, man. Warehouse. More arcade. So yeah, very interesting. I don't know if any of you are traveling to Japan, but if you see this, let me know, because this is just interesting. I really like learning the history, and then the fact that they remade this in modern day Japan is quite interesting. Okay, with that being said, boys, I hope you guys enjoyed. So they made it just as terrifying. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I didn't play a lot of the game. I'm literally just done. One jump scare is one too many. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 jump scare, 5. No, I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys soon. And subscribe, please. Subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment. Would you live in the Kowloon Walled City, or would you live next door in Hong Kong with the government? What do you think about this? Until next time, guys, take it easy. Peace.